Yeah.
My dad and I were headed in opposite directions.
Competition
They
on
just
which
keep
movie's
pushing it
going to be
back.
the worst of the year. That
Yeah,
weekend,
it's
this
like
weekend.
throw it in the dumpster of February. For real. Hi, welcome to Buddy.Seat. I'm your host, Joseph Guy Mead.
And I'm your host, William Patrick Coleman. And today we are reviewing the movie Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, God, I can't wait. This movie stars Channing Tatum, Mila Kunis, Eddie Redmayne, Sean Bean. Is about a maid who finds out that she's a queen, and she's like scrubbing toilets in the beginning of the movie, and then she finds out that she's like the queen of this like outer space world, and Channing Tatum's like an elf who's trying to help her.
The way IMDb would describe it, because it's a really hard movie to describe. In the future, a young, destitute human woman gets targeted for assassination by the Queen of the Universe and begins her destiny to finish the Queen's reign.
In the future,
a young destitute. What is a destitute
I
human
don't know,
being?
a maid.
Are those flying boots?
They use the force of gravity, redirecting it into differential equation slopes that you can surf.
Yeah, I heard gravity and surf.
I think Channing Tatum is
It's been
awesome.
It's been a big year for Channing Tatum.
Foxcatcher.
Let's not forget Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher
which
was
is it's the exact opposite of his performance in Jupiter Ascending. If anybody out there is watching the trailers for Jupiter Ascending and they're thinking to themselves, "Oh my God, this movie looks so horrible, unoriginal, saved by special effects," I've got news for you. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I don't think anybody's thinking that.
It's a horrible, horrible, horrible movie.
It's really bad. The Oscar nomination to Eddie Redmayne, I am worried he's not going to win the Oscar because people are going to see this movie and see how bad he is.
This is actually a really bad time for this movie to come out in Eddie Redmayne's career. It was originally supposed to come out last July, and it got postponed to February.
And
again. Postponed finally to February 6th, where they would have time to rearrange your special effects, adapt it to IMAX, 3D, whatever. It's not going to help its plot. It's not going to help its story.
Like, they just kept having her do stupid jokes that they didn't land. Like, I felt like they were just throwing them in there. They were trying to add humor to it, but they just weren't funny. Like, Channing Tatum says he's a dog or something like that. I mean, look,
half dog.
I like dogs.
Half dog.
I have more in common with a dog than I have with you.
I love dogs. I've always loved dogs.
This should also be pointed out that it's written and directed again by the Wachowski siblings. Now these this brother-sister duo, they've made good movies before.
Up until
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
I like the sequels.
Singular.
I like the
The
sequels
Matrix
a lot.
Singular is a good movie by them.
I like Reload and Revolutions, although I might be the only person walking the face of the planet that does.
No, you are.
I had a great time with Speed Racer, but I can't tell you what's actually going on in that movie.
Fox!
And
Matthew Fox!
Cloud Atlas, you can take it or leave it, but this movie's not going to help the Wachowski in their career. In fact, this might be the nail in the coffin for their directing career.
I feel like if Channing Tatum got nominated for an Oscar, this would ruin his too, but he didn't.
Yeah, what a very inopportune time for this movie to be coming out.
I feel bad for Eddie.
Let's just go on to say is the best part of this movie, but that's not saying
Whoa,
anything.
whoa! Who's the best part of this movie?
Eddie Redmayne.
No, he's not.
He's the best part of this movie.
He is the worst part of this movie.
I agree. He's the best.
I just think that I will harvest that planet tomorrow before I let her take it from me.
Who's the best part of this movie?
Looking at Mila Kunis.
All right, so where would you put this fine, wonderful movie on your Buddy.Seat chart system?
Probably go with C10. How about you?
C10. I put it in the nosebleed section, seat L15. That way, when you get nauseous from how horrible this movie is, you have to go over the row of people to 19 just to get out of the theater, making it worse.
Okay, but what if you didn't have to puke?
If I didn't have to puke, probably L19 at the very end. As far up as you can get. That is probably up in the very front or up at the very top would be your worst seats. I would be sitting in one of those two seats.
And I actually had high hopes for this movie, and it disappointed.
It's up in the air when it comes to the Wachowskis. Did you like Cloud Atlas?
No.
See, take it or leave it. I didn't have a problem with it, but I bet you the book's more exciting.
The Wachowskis are just disappointing everybody left and right lately. The last good movie they did was The Matrix.
Whatever else is coming out this weekend besides Jupiter
Whatever else
Ascending,
is coming out
don't
this weekend.
just see that. Don't see Jupiter Ascending.
If you want to email us, we're at the.buddy.seat@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at you_need_mead. And my favorite part of every single video is you can reach Will at the Womb Cole. That's WOMBCOLE. Also, you can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook.
We have a Facebook page, Buddy.Seat.
And thank you for coming back and watching videos. I know it's been... The last video we did was like July 13th or some shit. It was Ninja Turtles. It was Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Come on now, more margaritas. Come on now, more margaritas.